I am the Headless Headhunter, a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes to get you ahead of your job search. Now, the first resume we have is a data scientist. They might have doxed themselves. I'm not fully sure. I think it was a joke name, but just in case, I'm not going to go past this part. And this is a success story. So this is one of the success. I love hearing success stories. This is why I like people to resubmit, because we can tell how their resume is getting better. So this person previously had a 150-to-1 ratio. That is, it took them over 150 job applications to get a single interview. After they have switched to my formula, after they switched to my resume format and changed the things I asked them to, they have gotten a 1 to 50 to 1 in 75. So they've gotten 2 interviews since they've used the updated one in 75 to 50 applications, and they may get more because sometimes it can take like a week for a recruiter to get to your resume. So this is a success story. So I expect this to be good enough to get some, but as it's a 1 in 50 or 75, there's still going to be tweaks we need to use. But again, better than their previous one. So this stuff works. This is one of your proofs. And I would love for you to go on my website, and where you submit your resume, just submit a little testimonial at the very bottom, because it's important to keep track of my work, of how I'm helping people. So they also had a question separately about, can they change their job title? So before I go into that, they wanted a job title question that I can ask. They say their official title was predoctoral research professor, and they wouldn't have had experience as a data scientist, but they've changed it to data scientist, because predoctoral research whatever means nothing. And they asked if that is okay. So except for the government, because they do different things in their background checks, and maybe finance, your job title can be changed. What you want to do with your job title, though, is make sure you change it to something that is more accurate to what you actually are. So as an example for this, as long as you can go to the manager in the meeting and say, my official title was predoctoral research professional, but my duties were equivalent to that of a data scientist, that is okay. That is okay to say. But if you cannot tell the manager to their face in an interview that information, then you are lying. So job titles, again, can be changed, but you need to be careful. So like, if you were a cashier, saying you were a finance manager would be a lie. But a marketer could also be called a marketing manager, even if they don't manage anybody. So job titles can be changed, but the important thing is you're able to tell the manager directly to their face. This is not information you are hiding from them. This is changing to make it more accurate, and that is the key difference. May not work for government, because I haven't really worked for the government, but you know. So let's go to the actual review. So what we're looking for is Python, R, SQL, industry, explain stuff to non-technical folks, influence stakeholder, cross-functional, cloud, business analysis, modeling, business analytics, HCP, and bonus for AI, Spark, Skibbity, Learn, Pandas, NumPy, and Git. From my meter read of this, which was a pass, it was a tentative pass, I was on the fence about it, is I believe what I was looking for is I missed the non-technical stuff, but I did see like Python, R, SQL, and cloud, and the business analytics and modeling. So I think I was primarily missing the stakeholders, but let me now do a bigger check. So built a data pipeline processing billing phone records using Python, Pandas as the engineering features, and built. Yeah, so this is good. I would rephrase this though. So I would say used Python, Pandas. I don't think you need Polaris. So I'd say used Python and Pandas to create a data pipeline which processed phone records and engineered an ML method using R and Skibbity Learn. Okay, so I would switch it around. I think it's a little too technical that they could miss some stuff. Visualized billions of call transactions with real behavioral trends like a decrease in volume of holidays and a spike. So I like this. This, I think people are going to assume is not what I'd be looking for, but it is, because you just explained this to non-technical folks. You showed me what this was. My eyes glazed over when I saw Matpilot and GGP plot, but this made perfect sense. This is understandable to a toddler. I like this. I would switch this around though. I would say revealed behavioral trends like a decrease in volume on holidays and volume spikes after an earthquake using MATLAB and GPL. So even though I'm not necessarily looking for this, I might be looking for this because it's explaining it to non-technical people. R, Python, PyFest. This, I don't know if you need. You already repeated information. It's okay to repeat the same stuff in your resume, but you want to try to space it out. So like you already said stuff with Python, so I would keep maybe only one or two other things with Python in here and then use it again down here. So you really want to space out your keywords like that. So don't use the same keyword in the same job, but you can use it across multiple parts in the resume. So I really don't want to see more than maybe 2 Python here. So this could probably be deleted because I think you already saw everything except R. So aggregated volume hierarchy, I don't care. Like I do like skibbity learn, but you already said it here, so you can delete this. Performed lasso regulations in R. Again, you already used skibbity learn in R. Predicted data using Python. Again, you've already used this. Wrote for bootstrapping R. Again, reduced total pipeline engineering. So I think you're thinking there's just too much here, and you've got a lot of repeating bullet points. But I'm okay using it down here. It's just you've already done it here, and I would like. So you did explain this stuff to non-technical folks. I like that. I don't see anything about stakeholders, and stakeholders are not just necessarily like CEOs. They could be internal managers or clients. It really depends on the person, but I would like to see some of that. And modeling wise, I think I did see it. Models using this. So you already said it here. Like this alone has almost everything I want. The rest of, in this right here, it's just the rest of these are sort of just repeating it. So you need to find some new information. Otherwise, just keep it at like 3 bullet points. And this one, here it is. Yeah, so here is where it is. Estimated microeconomic effects of user connectivity initiative in Rwanda to quantify impact, helping client achieve buy-in from stakeholders. They may not get to this part. What I would do, like I said, so shrink this, and then I would put this as your first sentence, and I want it redone to say estimated microeconomic effects for stakeholders, which allowed buy-in or something. So I want you to mention the stakeholders first. You kind of, and this is sort of a trend in your resume, is you seem to put the most important information towards the end of your sentences when I would prefer them being up front. And if you could see from my meter yeet of this, which would be meter yeet episode, I actually don't know, I think the 14 or 15, that's why you might miss it. So you kind of got to put them up. So once you do that, I think you're going to get from a 1 to 50 to 1 to 75 to a 1 to 25. But this is better than before because you're getting a lot more interviews. So I just want you to get even more interviews. And I'm going to get more and more picky the more times you submit it because we're going to fix more and more things. So again, overall, much improvement. I don't want you to be like, it's garbage. It's not. This was a tentative meet. But I think you need to put the important stuff up front in your sentences, and you're repeating too much information here, which is why I actually missed the stakeholder stuff. But my recruiter gut was like, I think this is still a pass, even if barely, so I did move you forward, so my gut was right. But not everybody always trusts their gut. So that's it for this resume. If you all like this stuff, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. Hit the bell. If you need more help, you can stop by my Twitch chat every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. The link is also in the description below. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a supply chain intern. They also told me a couple of other ones would work, like operations intern, demand and planning supply role. I will say they all sort of seemed the same. I'm not sure these are 100% accurate keywords, but I believe they are. So I want to know that you have a degree. I want to see MS Office, particularly Excel with like VLOOKUP and pivot tables, Outlook, Teams. SAP seem to be pretty important. The ability to take direction and work as a team, sourcing, procurement, which again, that one you might not need as much. Multitask, cross-regional, cross-cultural, cross-functional. Basically, you're going to be talking to people across the entire, supply line, so you need to be able to talk to them. And a bonus is going to be multilingual. That's not required, but it's always nice. You have a pretty solid ratio. It's a 1 to 25 if that's accurate. So yeah, I'm assuming this is going to be pretty good. So let's see. Manage daily production for all water SKUs, sectional for magnitude and units. I don't know what that is, but I don't care. This needs to be not bolded. Nothing here should be bolded, and this should be one line unless that school name is way too big, in which case 2 lines. Developed and deployed Power BI dashboards. That could be okay. Desktop and palette organization strategies. Created a robotic process using UPath. Project data from SAP. Good. Gain exposure, demand planning, product planning by collaborating with cross-functional teams. This is solid. I don't like the gained exposure part. Just say did. Like, just met with cross-functional teams. You don't have to say you gained experience. Just say you did it. Supported cross-functional planning across domain supply by updating reports in Excel, VLOOKUP, and pivot tables. Yeah. Is there anything I'm missing here? Because you kind of already said teamwork. I'm missing a little bit about how you take direction. I would honestly say your biggest issue, and this is not a bad resume, I don't want you to get the wrong idea, is just remember, we have like 20 seconds to do this, is this should be up front, right? Like, this is too technical for a summary. I need you to say, like, manage daily and weekly production planning for our site while, doing X and Y. But I don't know if they're going to need this or not. Maybe this is a keyword I couldn't find. That's also probable. Again, these are kind of not perfect for this particular role. But this is fantastic, and this is most everything what I would need. This alone could get you a job. That alone. And I think that should be your second bullet point so they see it. Because remember, we have 20 seconds. They may skip around and they may not see it. But this is fantastic. I just think this is slightly better. $10 lithium battery. That's Soci Industry. Just financial scaling operations. It's nice. Pitch decks. This is also very good. So yeah, I'm kind of just missing how you can be led, but it's also possible that for a supply chain intern, it's slightly different industry than software engineering interns. Again, I've not recruited for a supply chain intern. I have recruited for supply chain people for Caterpillar, but not an intern specifically. So I actually like this resume. I think you could use a bit of the advice, I think, from the first one of this one, or maybe that was last video. I recorded these all like mostly on the same day, so my mind is not getting it right. But about sort of where you want to put the bullet points in the keywords. But I do like them. I think they need to be more focused in the top of this than the bottom, and you have a lot of the important ones in the bottom half. But overall, this is a good resume, and I can see you definitely getting positions for it. So just do that trick, and I think you should be good. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, and here, right here, your languages at the very bottom, those should be up at the top. Those languages need to be here, right here. The fact that you speak English and Mandarin is fantastic, and you will be moving forward left and right. Those need to be up center right here. Anytime you are multilingual and you are looking for a job in almost any industry, you want to put it up at the top right there. It's so important, and it's so hard to find. It's so difficult. I've had multilingual roles I've recruited for, and nobody puts it in. So the recruiter is just wasting their time with people that are not qualified because we don't know. We don't know if they actually have it or not. We have to ask in the pre-screen. But if you put it up there, they know immediately, like, oh, yes, they are super qualified. Move them forward. So that's like an immediate yes if you can put a multilingual and they're looking for it. So to summarize, I think your bullet points need to be rearranged a little bit. Your summary sentence in the very beginning needs to be a little bit different. Your formatting needs to be slightly changed. So this, no bolding there, and this should be one line and italicized, and no bolding here should be one line and italicized, not italicized, but one line. Or two if you really can't fit it, and your languages should be up there. But otherwise, I think this is a solid resume, and if I did a meet or yeet on it, I would probably move this forward. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a cybersecurity analyst. So with the full disclosure that I don't have experience in the cybersecurity space, it's not something I have done. I know it's a hot market, but what we're going to be looking for, and these could be slightly wrong, unfortunately, is any of these certs. I'm not going to list them all. That is insane. I will go crazy. But any of these certs, along with like CompTIA and a bunch of other stuff. Technical support, so that you've been applying that stuff. Slack, Zoom, cloud is good. Security and defense, the words. Security frameworks and standards, so like these. And anything that involves like protecting the company. So you asked I did not say that well. Asked a question that is it worth having British nationality written on my CV, as many cyber roles ask if I have or will be eligible. I would say the problem with that is if you're not eligible, it's a hard requirement, right? Like this is a knockout question. If you are not able to get or eligible to get a clearance, you will not get the job. It looks like you have a 1 to 75 ratio, and what's probably happening is you're applying for those roles, and then you put the thing in and they can't. Like, that is a hard requirement. They're not gonna, if the candidate's amazing, they still can't do it unless that is a requirement. You need to be able to get that security clearance. From what I know about it, I don't know if you can as a British national. That is beyond my knowledge as a corporate recruiter, specifically in the CompTI space, because I have done stuff that involved like clearance before, very rarely, but I have done like once or a little bit of it, and I don't think you can do it on that, but it might be slightly different at that level. So what you should do is show how you can get one, and if you can't get one, you should not apply to those jobs because they will not be able to move you forward. So your formatting is off, okay? That is for sure. You need your formatting to look like this. In addition, if this is a UK number, US recruiters will not call it. Obviously, if you're looking the UK, that's slightly different. I wish I should have looked for the UK keywords because I looked for the United States keywords, but you know, I just lost my train of thought completely. But if your phone number is not dialable by a US phone, US recruiters will not ever call you. So your CompTI good. Again, the formatting is slightly off, but we want to make sure we want to make sure the formatting is good. But this is what I would be looking for as CompTI. This is good. I don't need to know when you graduated, only that you graduated. I don't know what this is or if it's needed. It might be a cyber security thing that is needed, or it might be something that is completely not needed and you can delete it on your resume. So, cybersecurity experience, CompTI, obtained through the bootcamp. You already just said it over there. Internship, virtual experience, Gorilla AG, Shields, MasterCard, cybersecurity, governance based on Hackerville, Python scripts. This is not actually terrible. Your formatting is awful, but this is kind of close to how I would want you to write it. I would prefer this is okay. I just want this formatting different. Perform vulnerability managing. Okay, again, this might be a keyword. I don't think it is, but security flaws and identifying them is. Build and configured home endpoint network. This could be. Again, I don't think this is. I know this is good. I don't know if this is. It's really like this is. Cyber roles are very different, and I know that's a level of IT that is highly different. So I don't want to give wrong information. This is good because real-time log analysis and incident detection, simulated threat. This is good. Professional work experience, implemented secure coding practices through SDLC. I don't think this is needed. Let's see. Automated security checks with Python. Is Python needed? CICD maybe. So this is just like standard software engineer stuff. I don't know if it's needed as much, but if you want to list it, you can. But this is the real meat and potatoes of it. So, could I move this forward? I think I might if I found it. But again, the ability to take a clearance is huge, though. So that doesn't matter how good you are. If you are not able to get that clearance, you are not able to get that job. But I actually did find close to what I was looking for based on what this was. I saw doing stuff like security stuff, threat detection, identifying security flaws, governance stuff. So actually like some of the bullet points. I just need them to be written like this. So that's all I can really do for this one. I don't want to give you bad advice, and speaking outside my domain, there's only some stuff I can really do before it gets to the point of pure conjecture, and I don't like giving bad advice. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a project manager in Costa Rica. So I have not, is it Costa Rica? Yeah, Costa Rica. I have not recruited in Costa Rica, and I'm not sure if you're looking to like go to the other parts of the United States, or if you're staying in Costa Rica. So these are the project manager keywords specifically for the US. That may or may not be what you're looking for. And you said you're looking to pivot from HR to project management. You've had a lot of career coaches, but no one has been able to help. And sorry for the long paragraph, but I found you on Reddit and thought it was a shot. Thank you very much anyway. No worries. Look, I may complain about long paragraphs, but I would always prefer a long paragraph than nothing, right? The more information you can give me, the better. I would rather you type out 3 essays than just, bruh, it's bad. So just more information is better. Also, it says you have a 1 in 50 application ratio. I'm going to let you know that's not the worst. 1 in 50 is not great, but it's not bad. It's a C-. It's still a pass. So don't panic and think that that's like a terrible ratio. The job market is garbage. It's just, you know, that's kind of the reality of it. So a 1 in 50 is not the worst. All right. So assuming you are looking to go to the U.S., which I don't know, you may not be, you would want a little thing up at the top that says your citizenship status or green card, which I believe is Costa Rica. You're good. I don't know. I had one role in Costa Rica, and then it was given to somebody that could speak Spanish, which makes sense. He was also a very competent recruiter, and it makes more sense to have somebody that can speak the language. So, what we're looking for in the U.S. What you would need is a summary. Normally, you don't want a summary, but you do want a summary. In this case, it shows that you can move to the area. Say, moving to X area by Y. And you will need to show that you have citizenship because oh gosh, this is how poor of my knowledge on this is. Costa Ricans, are they U.S. citizens or not? Or am I thinking of just Puerto Rico? So yeah, you need to show how you can apply here. So what we're looking for in keywords here are project manager, details about how and why you did X. This is the key thing. It's not just doing the keyword. It's how you did it and the reason and the result you did it. How you made things happen compared to how you did things. PMP or CSM, customers, stakeholders, agile, industry, number of team members you worked with, matrix, cross-functional, number of projects, budgets, multitask. How did you use the resources for success? The how you solved problems and influenced Jira, Confluence, and MS Project. So remember, the how is more important than the what in this case. All right. So let's see. So first off, your formatting is terrible. You need to have this as your formatting, okay? You need your first, last name, phone number, email, LinkedIn, or portfolio. And then if you are a U.S. citizen or green card holder in the U.S., you need to put that. Otherwise, you need to tell me how they can work with your visa. And then below here, where you would put normally just a space, you would also put that you're moving to the area, unless you're applying specifically to roles in Costa Rica, which I don't know that market. So again, U.S. keywords. And then you want your education, your certificates, and then your projects and stuff to go like this. You don't need it to be 1 line each. These can be up to 3 lines, but this is how it should look. So this can be deleted. This needs to be up at the top. Formatting's awful. This can also be deleted. So now we go to the actual stuff I'm looking for. Why is this only 2 months? You should leave this off. This is an intern. Never mind. I'm an idiot. No, your formatting made me miss it. I'm sorry. You keep this on. You should keep this on. I didn't see the internship. Okay, so this is an internship. That makes sense. It's just your formatting made me draw attention to this, and then I didn't even see the intern part. But to identify opportunities for launching prototyping purposes, yeah, I don't care about that. Co-led the mapping process for life cycle. Again, I don't care about that. Conducted digitally to corrected tail soldering and emission mitigation. Again, none of those are really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for how you led this stuff. How did you manage it? You told me that you managed. I need to know how. Did you use agile methodology? Did you talk to stakeholders? Did you get them on board? Did you get customers and stakeholders buy-in? Right? Those are the words I'd be looking for. Spearheaded, but there's nothing here. I know it's an internship, so you don't do a crazy amount of stuff, but I don't see anything there. So spearheaded, just say led a collaboration across 3 departments to implement digital transformation project. Okay, so you focused on the wrong thing here. I don't care about your brag. Led a cross-functional digital transformation project across 3 departments is good in what I would be looking for. But I need to know the details of it. What was your budget? What did you do with that? I don't know. That's kind of the problem, is you're not telling me the details. You can't get away with not telling me the details. I need to know the details. The details are the thing I'm looking for. So I don't see that from here. I could not move you forward. This is solid, but again, I need to know the budget, what you did, how you led it. Through nearly defined. Again, you didn't tell me how you did it. I don't know how. I don't think I could move you forward for any role that I would be ever recruited for. Oh, here it is. Project. Don't say co-founder. Just say project coordinator. Don't ever say you're a co-founder. It's a giant red flag. Secured funding by presenting a compelling roadmap to product. This is good. Establish partnership with private schools to impact over students. Okay, but you need to tell me how you did the partnership. Manage life cycles using Scrum and Agile. Good. I like this one. So yeah, and then the project. This one is also good. This is your only real good bullet points right down here. That's on page 2. They're not going to go there. So delete this. Keep your contact information, obviously. Delete this. I need to know how this is related, and then you can go into here, and I need more. Your big issue is just you did not tell me how. I need to know how. If I do not know how, you are going to get rejected, because the manager will go back to me and say, Lee, why did you send them forward? They did not tell me how they did it. And I will be like, well, they said they did. I'm like, I don't care that they said they did, Lee. You need to show me how. And then I would have been a bad recruiter, and I cannot be a bad recruiter. I am a good recruiter. So I have to reject you for that, unfortunately. Now, again, maybe it's different in Costa Rica, I'm terrible. Costa Rica, maybe it's different there, but I need to know how you did it. So fix your formatting, resubmit, and then specifically let me know in your comment if you are looking for US roles or Costa Rica roles so that I could specifically search for there. So let's go to the final resume of this video. The resume of a data analyst. This was the fastest meter yeet I think I've ever done. It took me 15 seconds and I found basically nothing I needed. So this definitely does not work as a resume. The only notes they told me were, it's bad. That's fair. But that's why we're here, is to make this resume not bad so that you can get interviews. So what the problem is here is pretty much I can't find anything I need. That's like the biggest issue. So formatting is bad, real bad, but it's not even the greatest problem. So your resume should look like this, all right? I assume your contact information is there. That's okay. It does not matter if you have any skills that are in a summary do not count. That is why summaries do not count. That is why skill sections do not count. It's because you need to tell me where you did it, which is why summaries don't count, and the reason and result of it, which is why skill sections don't count. So this does not count, does not matter. You should delete it. This needs to be one line, and you need to tell me that you graduated. Just say status graduated. It needs to look like this. Please use this formatting. It's on my website. It's under the resume guide section at the top right of my website, resume template and guide. Please use this. It will help you a lot, I swear to you. You can already tell because there's success videos that are coming out of people using it. So then this should be italicized. The formatting on this is off. This should be on the same one. And then nothing in this section should be bolded. Absolutely nothing should be bolded here. The only thing you should bold is this and your name. That's it. Nothing else should be bolded. Makes it harder to read and to find what we need. Remember, it's a volume game, right? That's why we're not able to find this, is it's hard to find it in the time we have allotted based on the other ones. So, lead document data workflow. I'm not looking. So what I'm looking for, because I forgot to say it, because this is a really bad resume, is SQL, which I did find, which was good. Excel, such as macros and pivot tables. The rest of the stuff in MS Office, Tableau, Power BI, or Looker. You don't need Tableau, Power BI, and Looker. It's just one of those should be fine. Preferably Tableau or Power BI. Data visualization, AI, ML, Python, PySpark, or R. That was in basically everyone, particularly Python and R. And data visualization. I need you to be the subject matter expert. You need to explain how you did what you did and how you explained it to people like me that don't know what you do. Presenting to both technical and non-technical stakeholders. That is what I just said. Multitask, because I swear every single job requires that. And the industry is going to be a little bit specific stuff. So like if some want cloud, some maybe want a little bit of finance, but they just need a little bit of this of the industry specific. This is the stuff I care about. So I found SQL and oh, there it is, Looker. I actually missed this because you bolded it. Because remember, I have 20 seconds to find it. When you bold everything, nothing is bolded. My eyes jumped here. I missed the compliance list. I saw SQL, then they went exactly to Google Sheets. That's why I missed that in my meter yeet. In addition, these are terrible bullet points. Like, I don't care about these. SLAs, okay, are kind of okay, but like, I care that you used Python or Spark. Where is that? I care that you... Oh, there's dashboards. I missed it because you didn't bold it, because you bolded everything. Stop bolding everything. Oh my gosh, everybody bolds everything. It makes it so hard to read. And we scream at people to stop bolding things and nobody listens. Please, don't stop bolding. I'm going to be driven insane. So you did, in fact, have dashboards, which I missed because it was bolded. SQL is good, but I don't see anything else. I need to find 75% of these. Automation workflow specialist, again, nothing here. Cross-functional is nice, but it's not a key requirement. Unit testing, QA test, yeah, and that's the problem. There's nothing here. I found SQL and Tableau, I think. No, I just saw dashboards, but they may not know that. So yeah, I just don't see these. If you don't have 75% of these, you do not get to move forward. That is the rule. And I'm not trying to be mean to you. I just feel like based on what you wrote, which was just, it's bad, you want tough love. So that is what I'm trying to give you here is, this is not what I care about. Well, actually, dashboards are. So this all is mostly not what I care about. This is it. If it's not here, it doesn't matter. And yes, you should be able to find your own keywords for this. You may be even able to find them better than me. That's okay. But you're not even in the right ballpark here. That's why you only need 75% of these. You don't need 100% of the keywords. Everybody assumes you need to meet the job 100%. You need to be perfect. You need 75. Sometimes we'll go for 50. But I don't even see that. I saw like 2 things I need. And this is the stuff I want you to focus on. And I want you to write it in a format like this. And even though this is a barista, this is how your resume should read. Operated or point of sale, that is a keyword. Cash register. To collect money from customers, basic math, and perform basic math, which is also basic math, to give them proper change, and keeping them engaged with customer service, keyword, while I prepared their food and beverages, shows industry, which in this case is like food and beverage. That is how I want you to start writing these. This, I don't care if this is a cashier or a barista, this is how you need to write your resume. Everybody's like, oh, I need a perfect resume that's specific for software engineers. No. There are 2 types of resumes. There is high-level, high managers like directors and people that have scattered job history, and literally like everybody else, which is what I teach. So I haven't had a lot of these ones, and it's also harder to teach, but 90% of people are going to need this, and it's this format. It doesn't matter if it's for a barista, if it's for an accountant, if it's for sales, if it's for a software engineer or a mid-level manager. Sometimes it even works for high-level managers. How you need to do it. If it's not like this, and I don't just mean the formatting, I don't just mean the looks, I mean the content. This is how you do it, okay? So I'm not trying to be mean. Your resume is terrible, but I want you to take it to heart so you can fix it, because not having a job is worse. Not having a job is horrifying. It's absolutely terribly bad. I understand what you all are going through with this. I have previously, before I started using my own methods, been unemployed before, being long-term unemployed when I first started, before I became a recruiter. I know that feeling and I remember it, and it's horrible. And I don't want you to have that. So please, use my formatting, make it look like this, both in content and looks, and have these. I need those to move you forward. I don't like rejecting people. When I'm recruiting, I don't take joy from clicking the no button. I want to get more people jobs. I just have to do what I have to do to be employed myself. So that's all for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell if it's helpful. Share it with your friends if you find it helpful and they need help. I'd be glad to help them. And check out my Twitch if you need more help directly at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And until that, I will see you in the next video. And I want to make sure you get ahead of your job search.